In this installment, we're going to be going over the Week 10 late slate for Sunday. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Week 10 late slate we got going on. But before we dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader channel. All right, now going in on Patreon last night, phenomenal night that we had in NBA. This was the 6-leg parlay we got, just a simple rebound parlay that cashed plus 234. One of my main plays, we had Spurs and Raptors. I liked them with the points. I decided to take them on the money line. That was plus 310 that cash. We had the top play of the day was Milwaukee Bucks on the money line. Used the boost there, and that cash as well. Then beating the Bulls in a blowout, and then the parlay of all my plays all into one. We had North Carolina on the money line, Orlando, Spurs cover, Raptors cover, and the Miami Heat plus 1228 on that 5-leg parlay and that cash. So this is what I'm talking about. You're missing out on the Patreon, missing out on these sharp plays here. You gotta click the link down below. Get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to this group chat that goes off 24/7. In Lumen Field here, we have the Seattle Seahawks 6-2 going against the Arizona Cardinals 3-5. Current odds for this matchup here. Let's start off at the money line. Seahawks minus 325 with the comeback of the Cardinals at a plus 260, total at 45.5, and spread at 7. All right, now for the public bet percentage here, kicking things off with that money line, 96% of the bets, 95% of the money all over Seattle. For the total, 66% of the bets, 64% of the money on the over 45. And for the spread here, 69% of the bets, 75% of the money all over Seattle to cover. So we have, obviously, Public and Sharps love the Seattle Seahawks at home in this game. Division matchup here in the NFC West. All right, looking at the injury report, we got some question marks here. Let's kick things off with the Seattle Seahawks. We got Jake Bobo out, Christian Hayes, guard, out, Torrey Horton, wide receiver, doubtful, Josh Joby, cornerback, out with a concussion, Ernest Jones, linebacker, out, Cooper Kupp, questionable, Jaron Reed, out, and Derek Young, out, wide receiver. So they're missing some key pieces here, especially on defense, and Josh Joby and Jaron Reed as a run stuffer as well. So, and then you're missing your guard on the other side with Christian Hayes. So a lot of question marks here with the Seattle Seahawks, a little bit hampered for the Arizona Cardinals. Max Melton, cornerback, out. Mac Wilson, inside linebacker, out. Will Johnson, cornerback, out. He's like very inconsistent. He has a lot of talent, but trying to stay healthy this season has not been in his favor. And B.J. Ojulari is going to be out yet again in this game. So Cardinals, same guys that were missing from last week's game where they got that win. And we saw a valiant effort from the Arizona Cardinals finally getting off that losing streak and getting a big win against the Dallas Cowboys, who couldn't stop a nosebleed. All right, Seattle on a 3-game winning streak, winning 4 out of the last 5 as well. This defense is looking pretty stout, and offensively, we need someone. I don't know who can stop JSN. JSN has been unconscious so far this season as an elite number 1 wide receiver here. Now, looking at the defense, Cardinals are solid against the run. Obviously not at the caliber of the Seattle Seahawks, or the top 2 in the league, but that they can definitely stop the run. They give up passing yards. All right, so that's going to be the big question mark. JSN in this passing offense with Rashid Shaheed as well, going up against this Cardinals secondary. You're missing Max Melton. You're missing Will Johnson. Now, these two teams are very familiar with each other, and they tend to play close games in this in-division matchup. Earlier this season, it went towards Seattle 23-20 in a very close matchup. All right. Now, I think Jacoby Brissett here gives this offense here a boost, and it gives Petsic at least an opportunity to run the offense that he likes. All right. Marvin Harrison is coming along, and with Jacoby Brissett as the number one QB, we've seen some big games here from their tight end, their stud tight end. So in this one here, ultimately, I'm going to be taking the Cardinals +7. I think that's the best value on the board. So give me Cardinals +7. And for the total, I'm going to go over 45. I think we get a little bit of a shootout here between these two teams. All right. So Cardinals +7, over 45.5 on the total. In Levi Stadium here, we have the San Francisco 49ers 6-3, going against the LA Rams 6-2. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Rams on the road as favorites, big favorites here, -250. Comeback of the 49ers at a +200. Total at 49.5. Spread at 6. Looking at the public bet percentage here in this in-division matchup, this is their second meeting here. 82% of the money, 82% of the bets here on the Rams on the money line. For the total, 78% of the bets, 78% of the money on the under 49.5. And for the spread here, 52% of the bets, 61% of the money all over the Rams to cover that number as well. All right. Now, looking at the injury report here, no injuries here for the LA Rams. They come in pretty healthy. Puka Nacua is back as the number one wide receiver, him and Devontae Adams. So we got a full strength LA Rams team. 49ers on the other end dealing with one issue here. Ricky Pearsall is going to be out. Brock Purdy is questionable. And I think they're saying like at most he's just a backup emergency type of QB, but most Mac Jones will be getting the start in this one. So other than that, everyone looks like they're going to be fine. We're waiting on news about Alfred Collins. He had 2 DNPs. Michael Williams is out DN as well, and everyone else should be fine for the 49ers. All right, so classic battle between these two teams here. They played earlier this year, and that went into overtime, and that score was 26-23, so 49 points in that one. This game here, I'm expecting a little bit more of a defensive matchup here. I think it's going to be a very sloppy game here between the 49ers and Rams. And this is a team that Stafford has struggled against all his career. He is 3-9 against the 49ers. So this is a tough spot here for Matt Stafford. They got his number. Both of these defenses are solid. San Francisco, kind of like bend don't break. They got a lot of young guys that are still learning. Rams, they definitely have a pass rush that is dominant. As you can see, they have 27 sacks this year. So fantastic numbers on that with the pass rush there. So they could cause some havoc. I also like the defense on both sides of the ball here. In this in-division matchup, I think the game's going to be low scoring. I like the 49ers +6 as the main play. Secondary play under 49.5 at the total as well. In Northwest Stadium here, we have the Washington Commanders 3-6 going against the Detroit Lions 5-3. Looking at the odds for this matchup here, -450. Lions on the money line with the comeback of the Commanders at a +340. Total at 49. Spread at 8. All right, now public bet percentage here in this one. We are looking at the money line, 98% of the bets and money on the Detroit Lions. For the total, 69% of the bets, 77% of the money on the under. And for the spread, 89% of the bets and money towards Detroit to cover this number of 8 on the road. All right. Now, for the Lions here, they're missing some guys on offense and defense. Kirby Joseph, starting safety, is going to be out. Miles Frazier out. Pat O'Connor, D lineman, out. Jacob Sailors, running back. A lot of these guys are backups out. Joshua Pascal, edge, out. Malcolm Rodriguez, linebacker, out. All right, so that is Malcolm Rodriguez is one of their better linebackers. He definitely, him and Alex Anzalone, that does hurt the defense a little bit there, but it's nothing that they're not accustomed to. This secondary was decimated with injuries earlier in the season, and this team still has played really hard for Dan Campbell. All right, for Washington Commanders here, obviously we saw what happened last week with Jaden Daniels, a horrific accident, unfortunate accident. They're out. He's going to be out for at least, they're saying 3 to 6 weeks with that dislocated elbow. And we got Terry McLaurin, 3 DNPs. He's looking like he's not going to play, so we got to wait on news on him. Javon Kinlaw, one of their better run stuffers. He's fine. He had rest. So we're really waiting on news about Terry McLaurin, all right? So Terry McLaurin might be trending towards being out. Stay tuned to news on that on Sunday. All right, now the issue with this game here is really the Commanders' defense. This Commanders' defense, I don't know how could you ever trust this defense. This is just as bad as the Cowboys, the Bengals. Though these are like the bottom 3 defenses in the league, and it was an embarrassment of what we saw on Sunday Night Football against Seattle. They literally couldn't stop anything, any single thing. Dan Campbell is the type of coach that runs it up, and this is a perfect spot for the Lions to bounce back from a divisional loss against Minnesota. I think they get revenge here on the road. I like the Lions at a big number. All right, so give me Lions to cover the -8, and I'm going to lean towards the over just because I think the Lions are going to run it up, and it's going to force the Commanders to obviously pass the ball. Maybe they get 14 points, just enough to let this game go over as well. So give me the Lions -8, secondary play over 49. I think this is a blowout in Washington. In SoFi Stadium here, LA Chargers 6-3, Steelers 5-3. Looking at the odds for this matchup here, starting off with that money line, we have Chargers at home -150, comeback of the Steelers at a +125, total at 44.5, spread at 2.5. Looking at the public bet percentage here, going over with that money line, 62% of the bets coming in on the Chargers, but we have 60% of the money coming in on Pittsburgh. Sharps and public are definitely split on the money line for the total. 60% of the bets, 57% of the money on the over 44.5, and for the spread, 69% of the bets, 75% of the money on the side of Pittsburgh. So you kind of got almost like a public underdog here, definitely covering the spread, and then the Sharps are all over Pittsburgh on the road. So interesting to see that there. Obviously, Steelers having a big win over the Colts is definitely driving those numbers towards that. For the injury report, Scott Miller is going to be out. Jabril Prepper's out. Cole Holcomb, linebacker, out. Isaac Simalu is going to be out as well for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looking at the Chargers, only guy that's going to be out will be Bobby Hart, their tackle, so that is a loss. And then Tarheeb Still, cornerback, will be doubtful in this game. Benjamin St. Juste is questionable. He seems like he's going to play. No other issues here for the LA Chargers. All right, so between these two teams, Steelers coming off a big win against the Colts, and then the Chargers, solid wins back-to-back against Minnesota and Tennessee, coming back home in this spot here. What team are you going to get on both sides? All right, the Steelers have some very questionable games here against Green Bay, against the Bengals. They struggled against the Jets earlier in the season. What defense will we see out of them? Because technically, they're 32nd in passing yards allowed, and Justin Herbert can definitely air it out with these type of weapons that he has. It's a big mismatch here with the Steelers secondary and the wide receivers of the Chargers. All right. On the other end, the Chargers defense can stop the pass, and if you can make Aaron Rodgers the one-dimensional here, and they're just forced to run the ball, this is not an efficient offense here running the ball with Jaylen Warren. It's not like they're blazing run offense here. If they can stop the pass and then mitigate the run, then this looks like more of a one-sided thing. It's looking like it's a public side here with the Steelers, just because of that they had a big win at home against the Colts. I mean, Colts were in a big winning streak, and you're going into AccuSure, you're going into the Steelers' home. That was a tough spot. And the Steelers definitely got away with that win. But I think the value is on the Chargers in this game. I think I have the better defense. I think I have the better offense as well. So give me the Chargers on the money line at that nice number at -150. For the total, I think I'm going to go under 44.5 as well. I think the Steelers offense struggles against this Chargers defense, with the Steelers being on the road. So that would be my secondary play. So main play, Chargers money line, secondary play under 44.5. That's going to be my breakdown here for the late slate on week 10. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that one. Also, get signed up for the Patreon live. You're missing out on more plays. We just had the 76ers cash. They won by 10. We just had the Hawks cover, and they outright won that cash. And we had the Mavericks on the money line. We're waiting on one more game. Hopefully the Bulls can come through on that plus 8.5 as well. Right now, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're up 3. So far trending well, and we would have a sweep in the NBA. So don't miss out. Click on the link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7.